We've spent the last 2 decades treating the internet like it's magic. We call it the cloud, a name that implies a weightless, invisible place where software simply lives. But artificial intelligence requires massive, sprawling physical infrastructure to run. This chart shows the projected global capital expenditure for the world's largest tech companies. By 2026, the cost to build out the physical side of AI is expected to hit $750 billion. Silicon Valley views this as an existential race. Tech leaders and government officials believe the United States is locked in a direct competition with China, creating a frantic push to build infrastructure faster than rival nations can mobilize resources. But unlimited capital cannot bypass physical reality. Tech firms are hitting a severe bottleneck. They face complex local regulations, hard limits on grid power, and a shortage of people who actually know how to build heavy industrial facilities at a gigawatt scale. To clear this bottleneck, historically agile and anti-union tech billionaires have entered into a symbiotic partnership with century-old blue-collar labor unions. This graphic compares the power demands of modern servers. A standard cloud computing rack draws roughly 5 to 10 kilowatts. An AI-optimized rack draws between 50 and 150 kilowatts, with designs already projecting a full megawatt per rack. The root cause of this power surge sits on the chip itself. AI workloads require the parallel processing power of clustered graphics processing units, or GPUs, which are packed together to share data instantly. While a traditional CPU draws about 200 watts, current generation AI chips consume up to 700 watts each. When you cluster thousands of these dense chips together, the heat they generate overwhelms traditional air cooling. To prevent a core meltdown, the architecture has shifted to direct liquid cooling. This requires routing thousands of gallons of pressurized fluid directly to the server racks through industrial-grade pipe networks. Delivering that much electricity requires an overhaul of the electrical system. Facilities are moving to overhead 415-volt bus bars, heavy conductive metal strips that minimize heat loss while carrying massive electrical currents. Modern data centers have evolved into heavy industrial factories. They require a class of builder equipped for high voltage and high pressure environments. Steady, measured tech companies cannot rely on standard general contractors to build pressurized liquid loops and high voltage networks around billion-dollar servers. The risk of failure is too high. They need a specialized workforce. This has led tech giants to rely on the trained pipe fitters, welders, and electricians represented by building trades unions. This chart shows the resulting market reality. Because specialized union members are currently the only ones trained to build these facilities safely, they execute over 90% of U.S. data center projects. Tech executives are essentially buying an insurance policy. By utilizing highly unionized, specialized skills, they ensure that multi-billion-dollar capital investments are protected from schedule delays and safety failures. As the physical footprint of these projects expands, local communities are pushing back. Residents in Virginia and Indiana are fighting mega projects over noise pollution, drained aquifers, and strained power grids. Union leaders have stepped in as the pragmatists at municipal town halls. They actively lobby against local construction moratoriums, pushing governments to approve these bills. The trades focus on a specific rhetorical strategy. They frame local opposition as a threat to family-sustaining union jobs and a risk to America's competitive position against China. This political capital streamlines complex, multi-layered local approvals that would otherwise stall tech ambitions for years. This demand has triggered an expansion in the trades. Building unions report that their current apprentice classes are growing at rates not seen since the mid-20th century. The 100% union-built mega project is becoming the industry standard. Developments like the $16 billion Stargate campus in Michigan require thousands of tradespeople working across gigawatt-scale footprints. Tech companies are also investing in AI literacy programs for the trades. These initiatives aim to improve the efficiency of electricians and pipe fitters on the job site, rather than attempting to replace them. The foundation of the digital economy is providing economic security and upward mobility for the traditional working class. One final hurdle remains: the triple constraint of energy, community acceptance, and water. By 2030, AI growth could consume over 1 billion cubic meters of water annually. This diagram shows the technological pivot required to sustain this growth. facilities are moving towards closed-loop, zero-water cooling and exploring ways to use server waste heat for atmospheric carbon capture. The nation that wins this technological race will be the one that successfully unites its software engineering with its heavy industrial labor.
An investment in knowledge pays the best interest, so why not invest in this channel? Click like and subscribe for more.